Good afternoon, respected our founder directors, CA Dr. Atul Kumar Gupta ji and CA Deepak Batra ji, in absentia, being busy owing to some other exigency, and our eminent faculty, CA Kirti Goyal and CA Anushri Gupta. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of this ESG Research Foundation, a not-for-profit Section 8 registered organization, I am very pleased to welcome you all to this webinar on Mastering the S in ESG, your blueprint for social responsible business. I'll just brief about my organization. The ESG Research Foundation undertakes diverse range of activities aimed at fostering sustainability and responsibility across various sectors. Our initiatives include capacity building training programs for corporates, banks, public sector undertakings, and professionals. Free awareness programs we are campaigning in schools through our more than 100 counselors spread all over India to promote the adoption of sustainability practices from an early age, and also for creation of a network of sustainability warriors, individuals dedicated to championing environmental, social, and economic responsibility. Dear friends, the ESG Research Foundation is committed to pay back to the society and ensure to create awareness among the various stakeholders so that we can together make various efforts to save our Mother Earth and make it comfortable and habitable for the future generations. The ESG Research Foundation also confers Prithvi Awards every year, recognizing sustainability icons in the field of ESG and sustainability under various categories: corporates, public sector undertakings, startups, NGOs, self-help groups, etc. This prestigious Prithvi Award, supported by partners and sponsors, encourages business corporates to achieve sustainability in their operations to support India's mission towards net zero. This year, we are organizing the third Prithvi Awards and Global ESG Conference on 19th and 20th September at Shangri-La Eros Hotel, New Delhi, and nominations for the Prithvi Awards are open. You can see our website for the further details. Thank you very much, participants, for joining us today as we explore one of the most critical and perhaps the most human dimensions of ESG, the social pillar. While the E part in ESG often dominates headlines, and also the G part shapes the corporate behaviors, but it is the social aspect that truly connects organizations to the communities they serve. It encompasses everything from labor practices and diversities to human rights, customers' responsibility, and the well-being of employees and stakeholders. Now, the world is being driven by transparency and accountability, and the businesses are now expected not only to create economic value, but also to contribute extensively and positively to the society. This means ensuring safe and equitable work culture, workplaces, empowering local communities, supporting inclusion, and managing supply chains responsibly. So preserving human capital is very much important and essential for our businesses. Today, we will delve into how companies are integrating social metrics into decision making, the role of leadership in fostering a culture of equity and respect, and how socially responsibility is no longer just a moral imperative, but it is a business imperative. Let us use this opportunity to learn, share, and challenge ourselves to go beyond compliance, to build organizations that are both profitable and purposeful to the society. Now, let us get this started. We have with us our eminent faculty, CA Kirti Goyal. She is a fellow member, fellow chartered accountant, DISA qualified, certified social auditor, and CPA from Australia. We are having another eminent faculty, CA Anushri Garg. She is also a fellow chartered accountant, holding LLB degree, DISA qualified, having certificate on forensic accounting and fraud detection, that is FAFD from Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and certified social auditor. Now I will request first CA Kirti Goyal to please begin with her presentation. Over to.
Thank you, Rajesh ji. Namaskar, everyone. Welcome to our session on social pillar of ESG, the heart of responsible business. And trust me, it's not a buzzword anymore. And I, Kirti Goyal, जिनकी introduction राजेश जी ने काफी detail में दे दी है, I am today's guide through the dynamic world of CSR. Whether you are a CA navigating financial statements or an ESG practitioner shaping a sustainable India, or here to soak up some knowledge, this session is definitely for you. So a quick poll, please raise your hands if you have ever read, audited or prepared any ESG report before. Raise hand का option नीचे आता है. Please raise your hands if you ever done this. कोई खास raise hands नहीं हुए हैं. मैं अभी अपनी screen share करते हैं और इससे presentation start करते हैं. Is my PPT visible to everyone? क्या मेरी presentation सबको visible है?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, thank you. So हम सभी यहाँ पे new हैं. कोई बात नहीं. The S focuses on how companies treat their people, their employees, their communities, and their supply chain partners. The S focuses on how companies treat their people, their employees, communities, and supply chain partners. With SEBI's BRSR framework, it's like a high-stake corporate saga full of accountability and impact. तो आज हम S में cover क्या करेंगे? Let's discuss that today first. We will discuss what S is all about. And then we will analyze ESG in Indian versus global lenses. Then we will discuss some case studies, just a detail में CA Anushri Garg ji. Then we will cover the recent updates on India's social landscape, emerging trends, and why this social pillar matters to us that much. And then we will conclude our session. So what is the S of ESG? It is the soul of business. How companies care for their people. Think about fair wages, safe workplaces, diversity, and genuine community support. In India, it's about ensuring factories run on integrity and not just promises, and boardrooms reflect the diversity of our nation, not an exclusive club. So what are the pillars that we cover in our social? What are the focus areas? Number one, employee well-being. That means competitive salaries, safe environments, and respect for all the workers. Number two, diversity and inclusion. That means a workplace which celebrates every religion, gender, caste, like a vibrant Bharat. Number three, community engagement. That means building schools, clinics, and opportunities for local communities, much more than a CSR Photoshop. And fourth and most important, ethical supply chain. That we have to ensure there is no child labor and full transparency. बस जनता वाले एटीट्यूड से कुछ बेटर हम करके दिखाए तो. In India, we have to face so many challenges. We are people with 1.4 billion population, intricate supply chain, and challenges like gender equality and rural development. It is a blend of compliance and conscience. SEBI's BRSR mandatory for top 1,000 listed companies requires disclosure on so many social metrics like employee turnover rates, gender diversity ratios, CSR spending under Companies Act 2013. And we are the CAs who audit these metrics And we as a ESG professional design these frameworks. There are so many CSR obligations too in this area. कुछ लोगों को लगता है कि सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के नाम पे हैप्पी इंडिपेंडेंस डे पोस्ट कर देना सोशल मीडिया पे सफिशिएंट है, जबकि उनके खुद के वर्कर्स बेसिक कम्युनिटीज भी वी हैव टू स्टेप अप एंड मेक दिस स्टॉप. अभी अगर मैं कुछ क्वेश्चन आंसर स्टार्ट करूं तो आई गेस आप लोग आंसर नहीं कर पाएंगे, सो वी हैव टू मूव टू ग्लोबल. अगर ग्लोबल पर्सपेक्टिव से देखा जाए तो let's compare how does India's approach to the social pillar compare with the global leaders. You know, in Scandinavia, companies like Novo Nordisk integrate mental health programs into employee well-being, with over 90% of the employees reporting high job satisfaction. Although in contrast, in our India, we have a robust framework of BRSR, but this focuses on compliance over innovation. For example, only 30% of the Indian companies report mental health initiatives as per 2023 BRSR barometer. I hope we all think India need to adopt more global ESG practices to enhance its social pillar, right? Now take one more case of Unilever globally. The Sustainable Living Program ensures 100% of the supply chain partner meets labor standards and they get audited annually in India. The Unilever's project Shakti empowers women as micro entrepreneurs and blending social impact with the business growth. Being a CA, we just can imagine auditing such a supply chain. And being an ESG professional, we want to picture the impact of with such business growth. And we want to design the similar model for the other firms. I believe India को भी अपने mental health programs को prioritize करना चाहिए, just like our global leaders. आई बिलीव आप सब भी इस पे यकीन करते होंगे. छोटे छोटे केस नोट्स डिस्कस करते हैं, ऑन दो इन केस नोट्स को अनिश्वरी जी मैम बहुत डिटेल में लेंगे, बट मैं एक ब्रीफ इंट्रो कुछ केस नोट्स को देना चाहती हूँ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल टाटा स्टील, जिन्होंने मेरा फर्स्ट वेबिनार द ई ऑन ESG लगाया, उसमें भी मैंने टाटा स्टील पे एग्जाम्पल्स दी थी. एंड टाटा इज एवरी टाइम माई फेवरेट कंपनी. टाटा स्टील नीड्स द वे इन अ सोशल पिलर. Their 23-24 BRSR report disclosed 315 crore spending in CSRs that focuses on education, healthcare, and tribal upliftment in Jamshedpur. They have built schools, hospitals, and boost 30% of women and marginalized group in their workforce, surpassing Indian norms. Their supply chain audit ensures zero child labor, and it's a CA's dream for compliance and ESG's practitioners model for impact. CAs, you verify their CSR figures, and ESG professionals, you benchmark their diversity metrics. And everyone else who is sitting here, somehow you are likely to be connected with the Tata product. Next case study, Zomato. याद है 23-24 में बहुत ज्यादा सोशल मीडिया पे ट्रेंड चला था, बायकॉट जोमैटो. एनीवन रिमेंबर्स क्या रीजन था? The Zomato, which is India's food delivery giant, हम सब ने कभी ना कभी Zomato खाया तो बहुत frequently. They faced a social pillar crisis in 23-24. The delivery partners protested low wages. Kitni low wage? I mean, they were just getting ₹20 per order and also working in very unsafe working conditions. The social media trend boycott Zomato, and after that, their 2024 BRSR report promised that they will pay better and they will insure and offer insurance for all the gig workers. After this, investors and SEBI are watching closely to them, and CAs are now auditing gig economy metrics like never before. So what do we learn from this? Like the most important lesson, neglecting our delivery partners is like a serving biryani without spice. It's really a recipe for the trouble. HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank is an example of social banking excellence. HDFC Bank in 2023-24 BSR report, as showcased at BRSR Barometer 2023 launch, reported 800 crore in CSR spending or rural development financial inclusion, impacting 10 crore lives. They have achieved 25% women in leadership and robust employee wellness program. Their supply chain policies align with SEBI's ethical standards, simplifying audits for CAs and setting a benchmark for ESG professionals. कुछ बैंक्स ये होते हैं जो कहते हैं कि जस्ट हम तो सिर्फ EMIs के लिए खुले हैं, और कुछ बैंक्स जो HDFC जैसे होते हैं, they are like, we will give loans, transform village, and are champion diversity. They actually set an example. And before moving to the recent updates on India's ESG social landscape, I would like to invite C. Anushri Gupta ji to take the session to discuss the case laws in detail.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Kirti ma'am. I'll just share my presentation. I hope it is visible.
Yes.
So we all are surrounded by, digital gadgets like laptop, mobile phones, the smart devices, the AI devices, all throughout the day and in office, be it at home also, our children also. So being International Yoga Day today, first of all, happy International Yoga Day to all of you. And with this, we all need a digital detox. So this image is, showing not only about the digital detox, but also our mental health, which connects with meditation. We need meditation, we need digital detox, and meditation not only from yoga point of view, but in our office, at our home, at our workplace, everywhere. So focusing on the social aspect, but along with that, the uh, digital part and the artificial intelligence part that is now into the mainstream of each and every workplace, especially after the COVID pandemic, when we have started with hybrid mode of working, on site and off site. So, what all digital measures are there? As Kirti ma'am has already discussed some case studies, I will continue with some more. Um, so, starting with IKEA, we all have heard of IKEA. That is the company which provides for products related to home furnishing and all. So, around 1994, way back, there was a documentary from a German company which exposed child labor. और चाइल्ड लेबर यानी कहाँ पे दिख रहा था? आइकिया के जो भी इंडियन सप्लायर्स थे, इनका बेसिकली जो हैंडलूम्स वाला पार्ट था, वहां पे दे फाउंड दैट मेनी children are employed. So the core issue was IKEA was not able to identify that problem of child labor. That documentary exposed the child labor part. Now, the reason behind that was subcontracting basically, because there was a long chain of subcontracting the task by IKEA. And because of that, the procurement teams of IKEA, they were not able to identify child labor. So because of this, what happened? IKEA was into the picture and investigations were there against it. Also, there was a loss of reputation for IKEA because it was everywhere in the news that there is child labor embedded in the supply chain of IKEA. So, what all actions did IKEA took that time? It immediately terminated the contracts with violating suppliers, the suppliers who used services of children to carry out their operations. But along with that, a very thoughtful step was taken by IKEA. It thought that when it is terminating the contracts with violating suppliers, वो contracts तो terminate कर देगा, but what will happen to those families who depend on their children for earning? Because child labor happens in rural families or among the BPL class where children are one of the major source of earning. So it took a responsible step. Along with violating contracts with those suppliers, it made sure that those children who are now being unemployed because of this action, it collaborated with UNICEF, it collaborated with Save the Children program, and they initiated education, rehabilitation, and family support programs for those children. So it terminated the contracts in one hand, but along with that, it took a very responsible step, which was engaging those children at the right place where they were supposed to be, educating them and supporting their families on the other hand, so that they are not forced by their families again to work elsewhere. They also partnered with Rugmark. It is also called Goodwe. So that is an Indian-based NGO that certifies that yes, these rugs are child labor-free rugs. So it took these kind of actions to stop child labor and took a responsible step also along with that. Now, it also launched iWay, and usko only they called it the IKEA Way. That was basically a supplier code, and it was launched in 2000 with strict child labor bans and audit requirements. So, along with this case, I'll tell you a very interesting case which which I came across last year only. So, one of the businessmen, he reached his ESG consultant. And what did he say? That man, I'm very pissed off with all these ESG things. It is causing a lot of trouble to me. So the consultant said, what happened? So he was like, I am a supplier to IKEA and my truck was crossing the borders. So what happened? IKEA का कोई एक सर्वेलेंस सिस्टम था, कोई रडार थी जिसमें आ गया कि चाइल्ड लेबर की कोई प्रॉब्लम हो रही है. तो ESG consultant was like, okay, what was the issue? So the businessman came up with a very interesting thing. The truck driver had got down to sip a cup of tea. And on that tea stall, a child was serving the tea. And that thing came in IKEA. And IKEA, that businessman had to go to IKEA's office, give explanations, file his response in writing, and then again business could resume with IKEA. So look at the kind of surveillance, kind of systems that IKEA has put in place to stop child labor after this. And the businessman had to, explain a lot that child labor at tea stalls in India is a very common thing. You cannot stop that. It is a part and parcel of Indian tea stalls. So these kind of issues are also cropping up, and it will be very prominent in the near future. It is already coming up in surveillance now, and these things will increase more and more in the coming future. So we need to take care of all the social aspects. Child labor is one such thing. What was the impact of IKEA's action? Children were re-enrolled in schools across 1,800 villages. And IKEA also funded community awareness drives, teacher training, and income alternatives for families. उन्होंने families को income alternatives provide किए to make sure that the children are not forced to go to work again. These are some extracts from IKEA's report. So I'll show you. IKEA Social Entrepreneurship Program. They partnered with a lot of social businesses. And through these partnerships, what did they want? That the marginalized and vulnerable groups around the world, they find a steady income and good employment. Another part over here. What do they say? By 2030, our ambition is to play our full part in contributing to fair and equal society. They say human rights have to be promoted across value chain and they have to contribute to resilient societies. So even human rights across the whole value chain. What is the value chain? The upstream and downstream vendors. आपके जो भी suppliers हैं और जो purchasers हैं दोनों side, upstream and downstream, even across those supply chains you have to take care of the human rights, because BRSR जो reporting है इंडिया में या similar reports global front पे, there are certain questions which ask you that what is the ESG compliance status across your value chain partners. तो आपको सिर्फ ध्यान नहीं रखना, आपको खुद के वैल्यू चेन पार्टनर्स का भी ध्यान रखना है कि कितने ESG compliant हैं आपके वैल्यू चेन पार्टनर्स. Going further, this is another case study of Subex Limited. What does it say? So Subex is a telecom AI company. It is blending artificial intelligence with telecom. So it provides various kind of softwares to the other telecom giants. And what has it built? It has built a social metric system, a digital infrastructure platform basically, which is called Impact Grows ESG platform. Is Impact Grows ESG platform, what are they doing? They are capturing things in parameters like employee diversity, training hours, human rights compliance, grievance redressal mechanism. A lot of companies have grievance redressal mechanisms in place, but उनके parameters आप इस तरीके से capture करो कि you can analyze them later, you can take out a report of that redressal mechanisms later on, and you can actually act upon that and you can improve the mechanism itself based on the reports and analytics. So capturing all these things in the ESG platform in such a way that you're able to monitor it, report it, analyze it, and improve it. So many social key performance indicators have been identified and being captured. Now, what are they doing? Full materiality assessment. So all the parameters that they are capturing, they are doing a materiality assessment also. Materiality assessment क्या किससे बोलते हैं? जो भी आपने पैरामीटर्स आइडेंटिफाई किए हैं, जैसे हम ऑडिट के टाइम भी सी द नेचर, टाइमिंग, वैल्यू, एक्सटेंट, इसी तरह जब हम मटीरियलिटी असेसमेंट करते हैं तो वी सी विच पैरामीटर्स आर इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर विच कंपनी. किसी पर्टिकुलर कंपनी में कोई पैरामीटर जैसे जेंडर डाइवर्सिटी इंपॉर्टेंट हो सकता है, किसी और कंपनी में से इक्वालिटी इंपॉर्टेंट हो सकता है, किसी में इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ इंपॉर्टेंट हो सकता है. So identifying which all parameters are material and capturing more data, more thin line data for those parameters and reporting and improving upon those parameters. This is called materiality assessment. So it sees what is the demand of stakeholders, what kind of data are the stakeholders demanding, and then that is captured and verified. Cross-functional department engagement, it is enabling cross-functional department communication so that none of the functions are duplicated and all the departments are able to coordinate with each other. Auditable quantitative data, all the data is captured in figures and that can be audited at any given point of time. So what they are doing, they are not just saying that we are we are catering to the social aspect of ESG, we are catering to this pillar of ESG. They are actually doing it by following a way of systematic social reporting. उन्होंने हर step पे, be it their HR system, be it the procurement process, be it the compliance tracking process, जो उनकी पूरी लाइफ साइकिल है, उसमें सोशल रिपोर्टिंग को इंटीग्रेट किया है. And they are not doing it only for BRSR purpose, but it is said, it is a statement for Subits Limited that they have incorporated the social aspect into their corporate DNA and internal systems. And there, what they have done, that is acting as a blueprint for other mid-sized Indian firms to digitize and legitimize social disclosure. So it is a benchmark for other Indian firms to capture their social parameters. This is one extract from Subek's BRSR report. What is it saying? That periodical employee connects, enables collaboration and reduces disengagement. So all these parameters, all this exercise, that creates a sense of belonging among the employees. And that is very important for retaining and for better productivity of the employees. They are taking care of the well-being. They are taking care of they are deploying a lot of mental health initiatives, and they are taking care of advanced collaborative tools are being provided and platforms are being provided so that teamwork is enhanced. Now, Tata Steel, ma'am has also covered. I'll just go through it quickly. So it talks about what all social aspects has Tata Steel focused on. It has focused on inclusive workplace. इसमें सबको chance मिले, that is their objective. So now they are focusing on gender parity, LGBTQ plus community also, and disability friendly policies they have made. So we all know there are some questions on Right to Disability Act in the BRSR report, and it particularly demands that how much of your workforce is from the disabled class. So to report in that BRSR question, you have to have some kind of workforce from the disabled people on your company. This is not only because it is a mandate, but also to encourage them and to make it an inclusive workplace. Tata has taken steps like providing accommodation to these people near the company so that they can travel to the company easily. And they have also, like we have single point of contact for various things, they have designated one person who lives nearby to help these people to reach office place safely and securely. World-class safety, they have a zero harm vision. They say that all their employees come first. Since their operations are into steel, and there we have a lot of hazardous operations. So they focus on safety systems, and their mission is zero harm vision. All the processes that are hazardous, now they're using robotics for that and trying to eliminate humans from there. Empowered communities. So 2 million plus lives have been impacted via health, education, and livelihood programs conducted by Tata Steel. Then they are focusing on social return on investment tools. So all the measures that they are taking, unse kya return on investment mil raha hai? And not only return on investment, I'm talking about social return on investment. So when it is a measured impact, you can improve it in future and you can show it to people, and you can say that yes, we are following the social development goals, that sustainable development goals that have been framed by the United Nations. Then they have ethical supply chains, जिसमें वो local sourcing भी कर रहे हैं और human rights भी enforce कर रहे हैं across the supply chain. This is another extract from the Tata Steel report. So what is it saying? That giving back is integrated into their workplace culture. 100% employee participation rate is there in their CSR activities. So this is how Tata Steel is handling their social pillar. This is a question in BRSR report on Right of Person with Disabilities Act that I was talking about. And there are two questions actually. Are the office premises accessible to differently abled employees? So this is how they have to report. Then digitally also, Tata Steel is taking many steps. They have put in place advanced digital solutions to enhance safety. They have new platforms. They're using generative AI to improve data quality and simplify safety observation logging. They have safety alert command centers and all. So this is how they are handling. Now, I'll just take one topic related to digital well-being and AI ethics and workforce surveillance that I have talked about through in the case studies also, the digital part. These are the new social frontiers that have come up in the last 2-3 years, especially after the COVID pandemic, because of the hybrid working scene. A lot of surveillance is there on the employees now. They are being their actions are being logged, they are being monitored. It feels like this image is doing all the talks. So many employees are feeling this. Now, what is important is आप employee को monitor तो करो, but you take care of their digital rights also. In Canada and in many other countries, there are many laws on employees' privacy. So अगर आप उनको monitor कर रहे हो, you need to have their consent in the beginning in the employee contracts that this act of the employee you are monitoring and you are recording it. If suppose you are monitoring the employee screen, उसमें आप उसकी email, अगर वो employee अपनी email खोलता है, suppose email account, so can you read through that email or you cannot read through that email? This thing has to be mentioned in the employee contract. This is part of the employee consent. And firms like Infosys and Wipro, they are actually now working on it. They are revising their algorithmic monitoring and systems which are doing employee surveillance because they have to take care of the digital rights. And this is important because अगर आप over monitoring करते हो तो that leads to loss of trust, that leads to privacy breaches, and that leads to all the most important factor is that leads to stress, which creates new human rights challenges. कोई भी employee under stress, he does not perform well. Similarly, AI में भी artificial intelligence, we are all making use of chat GPT now, which is generative AI. बट उसको भी हमें रिस्पॉन्सिबली यूज करना है. जैसे कि एग्जाम्पल है हायरिंग एल्गोरिथम्स जो होती हैं, उसमें अभी तक जो मार्जिनाइज ग्रुप्स थे, जो LGBTQ ग्रुप्स थे, फॉर एग्जाम्पल जो ट्रांसजेंडर ग्रुप्स थे, they were automatically rejected. Now, since BRSR is there, now since reporting is there, now since we have to take care of the social aspect, the algorithms are being monitored, they are being revamped to include all these people and not to reject them just because they are marginalized groups. They can be rejected only if they are not capable of performing. So performance is the main criteria now rather than the fact that they are from a marginalized group. And Subex and Razorpay are one of the some of the good examples who are doing this exercise. Then mental health is another thing that has to be focused upon. GIS, GIS is आप जिस एरिया में ऑपरेट करते हो वहाँ पे आप अपना देखो who are the people living there, what is the software there, वहाँ पे किस टाइप का हार्डवेयर है, वहाँ पे किस टाइप की मेथोडोलॉजी है, वहाँ पे क्या रिसोर्सेज हैं, and accordingly you build your business. So I will just give you the example directly and then I'll just wind up and hand over to Kirti ma'am again. What this company is doing, so this is Himmat Singh ka Seeds. What does it say in its BRSR? That they are sourcing 42% of inputs from within the same district जहाँ पे उन्होंने अपना business किया है, वहीं से वो 42% of inputs अपने source कर रहे हैं. And this is a very good example of hyperlocal inclusivity metrics. इतनी inclusivity हमें किसी report में शायद ही देख. Worker voice platforms are कि आप अपने workers को grievance redressal mechanisms और schemes और apps दो जिनका फीडबैक टॉप मैनेजमेंट तक जाए और उसी बेसिस पे वर्कर पॉलिसीज डिफाइन हो और डिजाइन हो. ग्रेट प्लेस टू वर्क सर्टिफिकेशन एक ग्लोबली रिकॉग्नाइज्ड सर्टिफिकेशन है. इसमें इंडियाज बेस्ट वर्क प्लेसेस इन रिटेल, सो बारबेक्यू नेशन हैज बीन अवॉर्डेड दैट. So these kind of certifications are there now. Role of chartered accountants है इन सब में. We can do ESG reporting. BRSR reports are always there. Then all the audits of social programs, compliance assurance, इसमें जितने भी labor laws आते हैं, POSH आता है, prevention, sexual harassment,
Harassment.
POSH we are all aware of. Then social welfare codes, SROI जो हमने बात की थी, social return on investment. फिर ESG ratings का भी अब concept आ गया है. So collating all the data and preparing that data to get a good ESG rating, there we can play a role. And valuation of companies, जो भी companies IPO and all के this plays a major role. We can help them in getting a good valuation on basis of this. So this was all from my side. Any questions that you have, we can discuss in the end or offline also. And handing over to Kirti ma'am with this. Thank you all.
Thank you, Anushri ji, for a detailed coverage on case laws and AI part on social panel. Let's move forward. Let me share my screen. Moving forward, we are discussing the recent updates on India's ESG social landscape. December 2024, SEBI's venue chain ESG delay. In December 2024, SEBI has postponed mandatory ESG disclosure for their venue chain partners of top 250 listed companies for two financial year 2025-26. Until then, it is voluntary now. This includes social metrics like supply neighbor conditions and community impact for the partners, accounting for 2% or more of sale or purchase. We as the CAs, we have to audit these disclosure. And being ESG professional, we will craft the frameworks. And everyone else, they can demand the transparency as the stakeholder. The delay can ease the compliance for now on, but we need to keep a focus on the accountability. BRSR Barometer 2023 Insight, November 2024. In November 2024, EQ and Step Change released the BRSR Barometer 2023, analyzing on approx 1,000 plus BRSR reports. They highlighted the gaps in social metrics. And what they highlighted actually is only 20% of the companies reported comprehensive employee welfare data. And diversity disclosure lagged in sectors like healthcare. Being CA, this is the call for deeper audits. And being ESG professional, it's a push for a better framework. We are backed by the leaders like HDFC Banks, Anjana Tarpure, जिनका अभी हम लोगों ने एग्जाम्पल में हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया था. We need to urge India to improve. जो भी ESG को follow करते हैं, they know the latest update, the SEBI's ESG debt security framework that has just been recently launched, just in June 2025. The SEBI has launched a landmark framework for ESG debt framework securities that covers social, sustainable, and sustainability-linked bonds, but they exclude the green bonds. This framework, which is effective from June 2025, mandates issuers to use funds for social projects like affordable infrastructure or employment generation, and it also needs a third-party verification to ensure transparency and compliance. Abhi recently, Larsen and Turbo has raised rupees 500 crores in their first listed ESG bond under this framework. They actually set a benchmark for social impact financing. Being CAs, we all will audit these disclosure, and ESG professional, you will align projects with these global standards like ICMA principles. Shri Cement. In June 2025 only, Shri Cement has earned the CARE ESG 1 rating for its social leadership with 100% supplier compliance to neighbor laws and 200 rupees crore in CSR community education and healthcare. Social media posts celebrated this, showing us how social wins boost investor confidence. Now it's our responsibility as a CA to verify these claims. और ESG professional, आप लोग इस चीज को as a benchmark use कर सकते हैं. Right? Moving forward to the emerging trends. What are the emerging trends that are the future of social pillar? Let's get futuristic to ignite our curiosity. The social pillar is evolving fast, and India is at a tipping point. Here are some 3 trends that are shaping the future based on recent social media posts. Gig economy accountability. अभी जो Zomato और Swiggy अभी under scrutiny है, SEBI is exploring gig workers' welfare metrics for BRSR by 2026. Now we have a new field. We have imagine auditing gig workers' insurance or designing fair pay an algorithm as a CA and as an ESG professional. Next, DEI. What is DEI? DEI is nothing but diversity, equity, and inclusion. They are moving beyond gender to include disability and regional representation. अभी अनुश्री मैम ने भी कुछ एग्जांपल्स दी थी और कुछ और कंपनीज लाइक Infosys are piloting neurodiversity hiring with 1,000 neurodivergent employees by 2025. Curious, right? Next, community co-creation. Firms like Amul involves local communities in designing CSR projects, and they ensure real impact. Social media post from June 2025 only shows that amongst dairy farmers co-creating training programs and boosting income by 15%. Right? India needs bolder community-driven CSR initiatives by 2030. Right? Yes or no? Coming forward, why this social media pillar matters to us. Whether we are a CA auditing BRSR reports, or an ESG practitioner building strategies, or an investor choosing stocks, the social media is always our arena. Here is why it's a game changer. Number one, regulatory power. SEBI's BRSR and Companies Act makes social metrics mandatory. And being CA, we audit these compliances, and being ESG professional, we set the standard frameworks. Investor appeal. In 2024 only, India's ESG fund attracted 10,000 crore rupees. Socially responsible companies draw more capital, and you are the one building or verifying their trust. Reputation and risk. अभी हम लोगों ने एग्जाम्पल डिस्कस किया था जोमेटो का. अगर आप सोशल पिलर पे ध्यान नहीं दे रहे हैं तो इट्स अ great example like Zomato's wage controversy shows how social missteps can harm your brands. Your work prevent these crises. And social impact. By prioritizing fair wages, diversity, and community upliftment, we are making this India more human. A legacy better than any social media post. हमको कुछ क्वेश्चंस आप लोग पूछेंगे, कुछ क्वेश्चंस हम लोग पूछेंगे, लेकिन ये सबसे हम लास्ट में पूछेंगे. Let's move forward. Tools and takeaways. Wrap up करने से पहले let's discuss some practical tools to fuel our curiosity and action. We are not just learning, we are building a social pillar. Here are some tools to discuss. BRSR checklist. CAs use BRSR core framework to audit social metrics like employee turnover and supplier compliance. Being ESG professional, align your strategy with these 9 principles. Stakeholder surveys. Conduct anonymous employee and community survey to uncover real social impact. Social media posts show 70% of the workers want better wellness program, and we need to listen to them now. ESG dashboards. Now some tools are here like Sustainalytics and MSCI ESG ratings to benchmark our company's social performance against peers. Again, it's enough to fuel our curiosity, right? Now the time is calling and we need to wind up. So हम लोगों ने CSR को बहुत अच्छे से, उसके S pillar को बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ा है. From Tata Steel's CSR impact to SEBI's new ESG bond framework, we have seen how the S defines India's corporate conscience. CAs, being CA, keep your audits sharp, and being ESG professional, keep driving transparency, and everyone else, keep pushing brands to do the better. Now I'm sharing my final thought. In a nation as diverse as India, the social pillar isn't just about compliance. It is about building a future where business uplifts everyone. So go out and make ESG impactful as a perfectly spiced curry. Thank you. And before closing, I would like to ask Sriji to give their conclusion remarks.
Thank you, Kirti ma'am. So it was a great discussion, nice insights from Kirti ma'am also, who catering to the whole social aspect of ESG. I learned a lot of things, and ESG is such a new concept, an evolving concept in India that we all are learning from each other. And we as chartered accountants, what role can we play in this ESG? That is more important. So even I discussed some points, and even Kirti ma'am has discussed some practical points. So let's all work together in this area, in this new evolving area, and let's help each other. Over to Rajesh, sir.
Okay. So now, thank you and Anuji for sparing the time and joining this seminar and with us. And let me also add 1 or 2 points from the side of ESG Research Foundation. that we have also formed, it is an initiative of ESG Research Foundation, that we have formed a global association of sustainability professionals. This association is dedicated to the pursuit of excellence by bringing together global professionals, sustainability leaders, and thought leaders. This is an initiative and registration. Membership to this global association is already open and details are available at our website, esgresearchfoundation.org. Let me also add that one very important basic level program we are organizing. I think 6 batches, 5 batches are already over, 6 batches is going on. That is in collaboration with Ramanujan College, University of Delhi. And we have trained on ESG, that basic information, more than 5,000 employees of Central Bank of India, 200 employees of State Bank of India, 100 employees of L&T, then around 30 employees of Welspun, around 15 employees of the Mitsubishi Corporation, similarly for TVS, PNB, Ujjivan Bank, and training programs are being organized in-house for various PSUs. So this I would like to add just for information of the participants, and they can also log into our website for further information. So thank you very much once again to our eminent faculty and all the participants for attending this wonderful session. And I'm sure it will help all the participants sharpening their knowledge and skills. Thank you very much and wishing you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh ji. If anyone has any question, can we start question and answer session? If anyone has any
I
question.
think no question has come.
Yes.
Already we are close to the timings. So if they need to have any question, they can also send us through our email. Whatever email is available, you can visit our website and you can send us to the email, then we'll try to answer you. Since no question has received, so we are closing the session. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you, Rajesh
Thank you
ji.
all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And
Thank you, Anish
we'll
ji.
be announcing our next webinar soon for the next month.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir. Thank you so much.